So the bloodbath continues with HIMS and HERS stock because it is trading 16% lower in after hours since they announced some bad news Friday after the close. And as you know, HIMS is my largest position in my portfolio. And I said I wasn't going to add any calls, but I added a $23 call on Friday. So I'm getting slammed even more now. So in this video, we're going to see why is it getting slammed after hours, why I'm not worried about it, but what I am a little bit worried about, what is my current position on HIMS after I added that call, and what am I going to do on Monday when I see it trading down 20%. And nothing on this channel is financial advice, nor are any of my comments if I reply to one of your comments. Be careful trading. Okay, so Friday after the bell, HIMS releases this statement. HIMS and HERS to stop offering copies of Novo Nordisk's new Wegovy pill. So the stock gets slammed because the pill went under FDA review, right? Because there were a couple ingredients in there that the FDA didn't approve of. So now that the sales of the pill is stopping, now the stock's getting slammed even more. Right? Okay, so great. Stop the pill. Who cares about the pill? The pill just started selling in February, and it's one of their GLP-1 products. They have many products. So what were the sales of that pill if it just started selling in February? It's going to have nothing to do with the earnings when they report in 2 weeks. And HIMS can change the ingredients in the pill. It doesn't mean the pill's gone forever. And it doesn't mean that people are not going to still continue to take HIMS's other GLP-1 products because they are significantly lower than Wegovy and Big Pharma's. So I think people are going to continue to use HIMS's GLP-1 products because they're more affordable. And that's the whole purpose of HIMS. And when HIMS figures out the pill and the ingredients, they'll release the pill. It could be in 6 months, it could be in 12 months, it could be 3 months, but they will have a pill eventually. And when we look at the revenue for 2024, the GLP-1 drug revenue came in at about 200 million. Then in 2025, it's projected to be 725 million. That is more than a 3x in revenue from the GLP-1 drugs. And the pill is nowhere in that 725 million. And in 2 weeks, when we get the last quarter's earnings from 2025, I don't think that pill is going to be a drop in the bucket of the revenue. And so you have HIMS trading at a 2.42 price to sales, which is excellent. And we have a 32% 5-quarter year-over-year revenue growth. And with a 30% revenue growth over 5 quarters, that should command a 60 price to earnings ratio. Well, HIMS is trading at a 40 price to earnings ratio. So one can say it's trading cheap. And HIMS has not mastered their operating costs yet. As long as they have a 30% revenue growth, they can easily increase their earnings per share. And HIMS's last quarter revenue was 599 million, and they're expected to do 620 million, which is a 3.3% increase. I think that number gets blown away. I think they're going to come in at a 10 to 15% revenue growth from the last quarter. And that's because of the deal that they did in Europe to distribute in Europe. And they added other products like the menopause product and other products for women related to menopause. And they're going to continue to come up with other products. I'm not worried about the stupid pill. And I'm glad that this happened with the pill because now the stock is fully slammed. None of this news worries me. But what does worry me a little bit is the TrumpRx thing that he's doing, because he's offering a lot of these Wegovy and GLP-1 drugs as well. However, the HIMS price is cheaper than the TrumpRx. So the only thing that worries me is TrumpRx going to compete with HIMS's prices. Because as of now, Trump is competing with Big Pharma, and so is HIMS. So HIMS still remains the cheapest source available. And they have such a wide array of products, it would be smarter to just subscribe with them than to deal with all these other platforms, in my opinion. So this huge sell-off, there's something fishy about it to me. Someone is driving the price lower on HIMS so they can scoop it up, in my opinion. And the reason why I think that is because the pill is a nothing burger for their revenue up to this point. And all HIMS has done is expanded their products, expanded their distribution to Europe. And who knows where else they're going to distribute? Maybe the Middle East, maybe Asia. We don't know. There's a lot coming in the pipeline. So in my opinion, HIMS is now way oversold. And this now leads to the Super Bowl commercial, because the Super Bowl commercial is narrated by Common, who is a black rapper. So the commercial is a minority thing, where it stands up for minorities who cannot afford Big Pharma's prices. And you have Bad Bunny who's singing at the halftime show. And Bad Bunny is gonna bring many Latin viewers. And the HIMS commercial is an attack against Big Pharma, or let's say the more affluent people in society. So I think the commercial is going to boost the products with the Latin community, or let's say anybody who's not white. And because Big Pharma's pill is more money than the GLP-1 products that HIMS offers, I think the commercial is going to boost sales with the minorities because they don't want to pay Big Pharma's prices after they see that commercial. So it's just my opinion. It just can be a little bit of a boost of sales that we're going to see in 2 weeks when they report. And we're going to hear the buzz all week if there is buzz about the commercial. So the commercial is just a little bit of a sprinkle of a boost. So now let's look at all of my position on HIMS. And what am I going to do? So just to show you that I'm putting my money where my mouth is, this is my entire position on HIMS. And this is about $9,000. And you can see on the shares, I'm down negative 29%. On this 47 call, down 97%. This one down 90%. And I placed the 23 call on Friday. And I thought that was a good buy, but obviously I was wrong. So this 47 call in March is pretty much dead. This 1,000 is gone. So the only way for me to make that 1,000 back is to add another call below 23. Let's say at 19 if it trades at 19 on Monday, or as low as it trades on Monday. And the same thing goes with this other $1,200. I might lose that as well. So the danger with calls is that you get sucked in, and the only way to make up the money is to buy another call at a lower price. And in this case, I think I might do that. Or I'm going to double down on the shares. But the shares will take more time to make up for this 2,000 that I might lose. But I'm not worried about this 23 call all the way to this 37 call, because I think HIMS will be trading at $40 by the end of the year. And with the announcement of a new pill or any other product, HIMS can easily shoot back to 40. So as you can see, I am knee deep in calls. It is my largest position. I'm way over levered. But am I scared? No, I'm not scared. And I'm going to see how low it goes on Monday. And I will probably place a $19 call, or I'm going to double down on the shares. But one thing's for sure, I am buying on Monday because this sell-off sounds fishy to me. And this is why I trade stocks. I trade stocks for the thrill of trading stocks. And when something thrilling happens, you need to decide, is it a good buying opportunity or not? Because if it turns out to be a good buying opportunity, the thrill is making the money. And with a 30% revenue growth that is growing, I think it's a thrilling buying opportunity. And if I lose the money, I lose the money. I'll catch the next trade, whether it's a call or a put. And if you can't stomach this kind of a thrill, then you shouldn't be trading stocks. You should be sitting in ETFs or value stocks that pay dividends. But I'm not that kind of guy. And that's not what this channel is all about. So as you can see, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to continue to do so. And let's see what happens. But come expiration date on all of these calls, I think the trade will be profitable. And definitely the shares will be profitable. So what do you think about the sell-off? What did I miss? Is it oversold? Is there any news that I missed? Be careful trading. See you in the next video.